Hey Curious, recently we were talking about how many celebrities were being very productive during the lockdown period. The fact is though that nearly the entire entertainment industry is experiencing a second and authentic edition of the historical phenomenon called the baby boom. However, since in this life there is no light without darkness, amidst all the joy experienced by several celebrities thanks to the announcements of the arrival of a new family member, we also heard the sad news of that model, Chrissy Teigen, and her partner, singer Teigen-Legend, had lost their baby. And of course, since in this life there can be no lack of party poopers who take advantage of every occasion to try and shine with their opinions, a lot of people online began to criticize the couple and tried to put them down. That is, of course, until Chrissy's good friend Kate Beckinsale arrived to put them all in their place. So stay with me to find out all about what happened, as I will tell you the sad story and at the same time pay tribute to other celebrities who have courageously opened their hearts and told of their heartbreaking experiences. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. This is how things are, Curious. In the midst of so much joy and euphoria caused by the arrival of so many babies among celebrities, on October 1st we learned the sad news that Teigen-Legend and Chrissy Teigen have lost a little baby Jack due to pregnancy complications. They were the ones who, in a clear example of integrity and courage, shared the sad news with their fans with a truly heartbreaking message. But before we tell you the whole story and how actress Kate Beckinsale came to the couple's defense, let's see which other celebrities have already suffered the very painful loss of a baby. Let's start with one of the most incredible and well-known actresses of all time, Nicole Kidman. It was near the end of her marriage to Tom Cruise when she became pregnant. However, that pregnancy was the result of what is known as ectopic pregnancy. That is when a fertilized egg is implanted outside of the uterus, and that from the outset already makes it a high-risk pregnancy. It was not until several years later that Nicole opened up about it and described the experience as massive grief. Among heartbreaking things she revealed, the actress also said, "I know the yearning. That yearning, it's a huge aching yearning. And the loss of a miscarriage is not talked about enough. That's massive grief to certain women." And since we mentioned the term loss, if there is one thing big CEOs and businessmen are used to, it's losing and winning, though most of the time it's usually the latter. And one certainly who knows about profit is Mark Zuckerberg. However, it is safe to say that the loss of 3 babies is far worse than any financial loss Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan could have experienced. When in 2015, he and his wife finally announced that they were expecting their daughter after the 3 sadly failed pregnancies. Mark himself described the experiences as really lonely. He said that at the start, when someone learns they're going to be parents, they get really excited and start to imagine who their child will become, and they start making plans, and that when they're gone, it's very lonely. Although in a somewhat different way, singers are also used to monetary losses. However, when you are a singer, an actress, or one of the most powerful men on the planet, the loss of a child is something that should not be compared to anything. And if not, ask Backstreet Boys member Nick Carter and his wife Lauren Kitt, who lost the little girl they were expecting in 2018. In his case, he also shared his own feelings on his Twitter account with the following message: "God give us peace during this time. I was really looking forward to meeting her after 3 months. I'm heartbroken." As difficult as it is to talk about these things, let us continue. Next, we're going to talk about Dawson's Creek actor James Van Der Beek and his wife Kimberly Brooke, who also in 2018 announced on their social media that they had suffered 5 losses during their marriage. Again, he decided to talk about it when he wrote the following on his Instagram account: "It's painful, it's heartbreaking on levels deeper than you may have ever experienced, so don't judge your grief or try to rationalize your own way around it. Let it flow in the waves in which it comes, and allow its rightful space. And then, once you're able, try to recognize the beauty in how you put yourself back together differently than you were before." But so far, except for Nicole Kidman, we have only mentioned the feelings expressed by the parents of the women who carried the children they had lost. But what about those ladies? Well, in 2014, Lindsay Lohan found the strength and courage so she could tell the world that the physically and emotional painful loss of a baby had kept her away from many professional projects for quite some time. She explained that she felt so sick that she couldn't move and how situations like that really mess mentally with the person. Though the Mean Girls star wasn't the only beautiful and courageous woman who spoke about her experiences. In 2013, Gwyneth Paltrow also spoke about what she went through. In her case, she said that her 2 children constantly asked for a little brother. However, after the terrible loss she suffered when she tried to have a 3rd baby, which incidentally put her own life at risk, she thought twice about trying again. Speaking about it during a talk, she explained that afterward she had to take some time to think whether she and her then husband Chris Martin, were okay as things were with 2 kids or if they should try to have another child. Many people think that celebrities lead these perfect lives, but even they aren't exempt from tragedies. One of those people is Beyonce Knowles, who just at the beginning of this chaotic 2020 explained that her definition of success had changed completely after having experienced the loss of one of her babies, and then finally being able to become a mother. She took to social media to share her experience with her followers. Speaking about how it changed her outlook on life, she wrote, "I began to search for deeper meaning when life began to teach me lessons I didn't know I needed. Success looks different to me now. I learned that all pain and loss is in fact a gift. Having miscarriages taught me that I had to mother myself before I could be a mother to someone else. Then I had Blue, and the quest for my purpose became so much more deeper. I died when I was reborn in my relationship, and the quest for self became even stronger." And Beyonce is not the only singer who had to go through something so painful before she could fulfill her most cherished dream to become a mother. During an interview with USA Today, Pink revealed the true meaning of a part of her song Happy. In it, the singer said that since she was 17 years old, she hated her body, and it seemed that it hated her too. Explaining the meaning of her words, she revealed she always hated the fact that her body was too masculine, and that when she was only 17 years old, she suffered the loss of a baby, and when it happened, she believed that her body hated her or that it didn't work as it should. Tragedy also struck the young singer Halsey back in 2015. She often talks about her life with endometriosis, a disorder with which she has been diagnosed with in 2016. The condition causes tissue, similar to the lining of the womb, to start growing in other places such as the ovaries, and it is to this that the singer accredits her loss of a pregnancy, which in a tweet that she has since deleted, she revealed that she actually had gone through this tragic loss 3 times. Appearing on the show The Doctors, she talked about the moment that she found out she was pregnant, and before she even had a chance to process what that meant for her and her future, she was up on stage, miscarrying during her concert. She said that it was really difficult to be up there looking thousands of teenagers in the faces and still having to go through the show knowing what was happening to her. Another icon in the world of entertainment that had gone through the tragic experience is Canadian singer Celine Dion. She has always been vocal and open about her fertility problems and the fact that all of her 3 children have been conceived using IVF treatment. Before announcing that another round of treatment was successful and that she was expecting twins, the singer had suffered the loss of a child. In an interview with Oprah, the singer tried to show a positive attitude towards the tragedy by saying, "It's life, you know, a lot of people go through this. We tried 4 times to have a child. We're still trying. We're on the 5th try. And I'll tell you, if 5 is my lucky number, this 5th try has got to come in." And luckily for the singer, that is exactly what happened, as only a few moments after the tragic news, Celine and her husband had announced that they were expecting twins. And now let us return to the starting point, the tragedy that shook the family of John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. After they themselves decided to share the sad news with their fans, we learned that in early October, she had been rushed to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles. This was due to the fact for little less than a month, Chrissy had been recommended to stay on complete bed rest to try and control constant bleeding that she was experiencing. Among the heartbreaking words she wrote in a post with several photos that would equally break anyone's heart, Teigen wrote the following: "We are shocked and in the kind of deep pain you only hear about, the kind we've never felt before, so he will always be Jack to us. Jack worked so hard to be part of our little family, and he will be, forever." Unfortunately, as I said in the beginning, there are always those who have to always let their opinions be known, at times not taking the feelings of others into consideration. Almost as soon as the heartbroken Chrissy shared the devastating news with her fans, the couple began to receive messages criticizing the fact that she and her husband made such personal things public. There were even some who went further and called her irresponsible for having undergone an IVF treatment after experiencing so much trouble with getting pregnant. Maybe some people need to learn learn how to have a little bit of empathy. Though none had the courage and boldness of Kate Beckinsale, who did not hesitate for a moment to come out and defend her friend by writing the following message on her official Instagram account. "I've noticed people criticizing Chrissy Teigen for sharing deeply intimate photos of the loss of her baby, as if there's some protocol during the soul-scoring calamity that, if not observed, emboldens people who do not know her or her family to say how she could be handling the unimaginable." In addition to the exemplary act of empathy and courage that she herself recounted in her own experience, she told people how years ago she lost a baby at 20 weeks and explained that while she managed to keep her pregnancy quiet, she absolutely collapsed inside and no one had known. She also added that with the experiences like grief, shame, and shock are often experienced, as well as the heartbreak that the body still continues to act as if the child is there to nurture. Kate ended her message by inviting all of those who have dedicated themselves to criticizing Chrissy to let their own pain decide the best way to heal, and she also sent hugs and blessings to all of them, especially her friend. You see, curious, is it really hard to show a little empathy and compassion? What do you think of those who criticize Chrissy for sharing something so intimate and personal? Do you know the celebrities who struggled with the same thing? Can you think of any more? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and I shall see you again in the next video.